Okay, we're back with another Ravenhood podcast, reading One Last Rainy Day. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jane.
So this is from Dom's perspective, right? Mostly. And I feel like the male narrator made it like harder to get into.
Oh, did you read the audiobook as well? What did you listen to?
Yes.
Did
I
you
listened to it on the plane
Okay.
when I went to see my mom. Shout out, Mom. Hi.
Hello. Wait, does she listen?
No, probably
Oh,
not.
okay, good. Yeah,
But
my mom don't listen either. She would. My mom would.
my mom would too, I
if I
think.
told her, but I won't.
Yeah, me either.
Because I remember. Are we far enough in where I could curse or not yet? No, right?
Give it a little bit.
Can I say the word?
Yeah.
So I'm not having my mom listen because I think our first show I was talking about Tobias's engorged do you know what? Not that I wanted to, but the author wouldn't stop talking about it.
No, you're right. And his thug.
And his
you
thug,
know what?
you know what? So when my mom says, "What are you guys podcasting about?"
Yeah. No, that's exactly why I wouldn't want my mom to listen either. Never mind. That's a story I gotta tell you off podcast. but anyway, yeah, I listened to it a little bit. And I read a little bit, but I was struggling with reading it. That's why I decided to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's because like it's a story that we already know, so I knew where this was going, that I had a hard time reading it. But even with the audio, I was like, oh.
Well, I feel like that's why I do and I don't like audiobooks, because the person who narrates can like make or break it.
I'm not saying that the guy that narrated
and people
it was
go
bad.
crazy for this man.
People
go crazy for this man. So it's not like, oh, he's bad, because some people are like, this is it. But I just feel like for me personally, his voice is not who I picture as Dom.
He narrates all three men?
Yeah, like he narrates all the men, and then I think whoever she is, Maxine, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she like narrates the women's part.
God, that Sean voice is awful.
You're not the only person I've heard say that. They say they make him sound like a stoner.
Yeah, and speaking of Sean, this book, Sean's dead to me. This really solidified it. Like,
I felt no differently really about Sean in this book than I did in the other book. It really
made me like, oh no, I loved this man, and I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I was really gaslit by Flock.
Yeah, I felt absolutely no different about Sean, but Dominic, I did.
Yeah, same.
Dominic, I definitely did. And I put off reading this book for so long because Exodus destroyed me, and I had a mental breakdown because of it. And then I read this book and I didn't cry at all. And I was like, it took me like, how long has this book been out for? Because I was a fan before the book was out.
I think a year.
How long did it take me to read this book? And then I read it and I didn't even shed a single tear.
I cried at the end with the kid at the
I didn't. Like, my eyes like watered up, but I didn't cry.
I was like, damn, that really got
me. This entire book. And I was shocked that I didn't.
Because I did enjoy seeing like the inner workings of like the Ravenhood, because it felt like when we read the original 3 that like, what the fuck are they doing, kind of thing. Like, but you say you're in, and we still got inner workings, and I still feel like it wasn't that serious.
Like, I feel like a little bit like I got more, but I'm still left with what the hell is going on. Like, what exactly are we doing here?
And I feel like also we went from like 0 to like 160 between like Exodus and the finish line, because the finish line, like, Tyler's like talking to the president and they're like taking back down corporations and stuff. But she did say that like in the part when Dom's already dead, when he's like in that final bit of chapter where he's like, I was like the spark or whatever. So I don't know if that's like why they're dealing with like petty stuff in this, and then they like evolve to Tyler being next to the president.
Tyler's, you know what's so funny? You didn't watch Love Island?
No.
Neither did I. But what popped into my mind was when that kid came up to him and said, which all of this is spoilers for you guys. I don't know if you've listened to anything else, probably not. But I can't control myself. Yeah, I skip to the end. So there is no beginning, middle. I just skip all over the place. So spoiler alert. Tyler's a daddy.
Yes!
Yes! I love that for him because when he said, "Oh, Dad," I was like, "Wait, hold on. Have I missed,
same.
Have I missed something? What's going on?
I backed up because I was like, at that point, I think I was reading and listening, so I was like, hold on, and I backed it up.
Yeah, I was very like, wait, what? Am I in the right perspective? And then I was like, because there was like a Denny, and I know who Denny is, but I didn't. I was actually surprised, like, he got his own chapter. Yeah. So I was like, wait, am I back in his perspective? Or did I imagine that and it was Tyler's perspective? But I guess the kid just came into the fold and Tyler was like, I'll take you under my wing. Like,
I'm your dad now.
Yeah, because he's like...
And I thought, because his actual dad was there. So I thought he was, like, talking to him at one point. And I was like, oh, no, that's definitely... He's talking to Tyler. Not his actual dad. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, let's get into it. Where do your notes start?
First of all, let's say, how did we feel overall about the book?
My very first note, and I love Kate Stewart. I recommended it to you. Like, I absolutely love her.
Kate Stewart is what got me back into reading.
But I want to say, okay, let me say it again. I love Kate Stewart.
No, I know it feels like a betrayal, but I think
book, my very first note about this book is, why are the boys giving me the ick this time around? Is it because I'm not reading for a woman from a woman's perspective of like rose-colored glasses? Like,
no, I agree. And honestly, like, I don't want to say it, but I gotta say it probably.
Say it. We're listen. We love Kate Stewart. I met her. I love her. I'm hoping to meet her again. I'm reading everything. She's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
But
we're not authors.
We're not authors. Well, I did go to school for it, and I'm hoping that I could get back into it. And that's the thing too, is that as like a person who my teacher had once told me, like, Alexa, you don't have to kill off characters. So listen. I am not criticizing at all.
Yeah.
And maybe she felt this way because it's a good person. Because when you do love somebody, when you love somebody, you see them differently than other people see them.
But I honestly think this is my least favorite book of everything I've read of hers.
I agree. But have you read anything else from her through a male perspective?
Plight was. It switched off.
Well, it switched. It switched, but the finish line switched too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
But this is purely Dom's perspective.
That's true.
And I'm seeing a man. I unfortunately, I'm straight, but I'm seeing a man through a man's perspective,
and it was awful.
And I don't like it. It
was awful.
We only like men.
Because the entire book, he basically is like, yeah, she's just fun for now. I don't love her. Like, I don't even like love. Like, I'm fully about my boys.
I think as an author, she did a good job because I think that that's the truth.
It's
like,
truth.
If I saw, what men were thinking, or locker room talk or whatever, I wouldn't like it's the fact that we saw Dom through Cecilia's eyes, why we fell in love with him, because we see men through our own eyes, and that's why we fall in love with them. So I do think, like, she did do a good job. She did an excellent job doing a man's perspective.
It just wasn't pleasant to read.
Because it wasn't, but I like because normally, like even like me, like if I like a man and I tell you about them, you're usually probably like,
I mean, yeah, that's like when you start dating a guy and they're like, oh, let me see him, and you're like,
But yeah, so like
he looks better in person.
I promise you. But does he? Because I truly believe, like, yeah, he does. But does he? Because my friends be showing me these men, and I'm like, okay, girl, good for you. If that's what you like. But it's true. Like, reading this book, I was just like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, what did we like Dominic for? Cecilia, remind me why we... And I love Dominic.
Yeah.
I loved Dominic.
This book made me a Tobias girl.
Dominic was my book husband.
Yeah, yeah.
Not my book boyfriend, my book husband. What the hell? What the hell, Leonte? Like, what? What? Because I didn't like Sean. Yeah. I didn't like Dominic.
I didn't even like Tyler.
I didn't like Tyler, and I'll tell you what, you're right. Because if anybody, I would say Tobias. Because even though he still came in and did the crap that he did, still reading this book made me a Tobias fan.
Yeah.
If anybody, yeah. And he really wasn't, but maybe that's why, because seeing a man through a man's perspective, well, really,
especially that's interesting, because it's especially like it's a man that Dominic looks up to.
Oh, that's true. So we find
it's very like
okay, yes, because yes,
yeah, because it's like a man that Dominic wants to aspire to.
And that's like always like the thing too, is like even when you're like you love your boys so damn much, but and that's the thing, is we saw that you know what, that's what it is we're seeing through his perspective,
which is done really well.
It is. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's nothing against Kate Stewart, because she did it good, because seeing a man through a man's perspective will open your freaking eyes.
Yeah.
Because women are always like, yes, he does this, but yes, he does that, but because I do it.
Yeah.
But the one man that he really looked up to and saw through kind of rose-colored glasses, because that was his older brother, was the one I was like, I like this one.
Yeah.
Which, seeing him through any other book, I was like, F you,
Tobias.
Exactly.
Because I didn't really like Tobias in the original.
But Tobias was kind of the hero in this book. Like, he came in and, he did what he did, because that doesn't change no matter whose perspective.
And honestly, like, I feel like that moment where they found out and they saw Tobias was Cecilia, it really didn't feel like that, like, emotional.
The only thing was that you saw the way they left early. Like, they only had a week left.
Yeah, that's fair.
They only had a week left, and he was like, I don't care that it's only a week. Yeah. I'm going now. That was the only thing I saw. But I get what, like I said, I didn't cry. I didn't really feel emotional.
And I was disappointed in Tyler, because that
Tyler, you know what disappointed me about Tyler? Was when we're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
But it was the pool scene, right?
Wait, hold on. Can we just say this? Guys, we drank a little.
Yeah, we did.
We did drink a little. I think we drank a little in the last podcast. So this podcast has no organization whatsoever. We're just talking. Have a drink.
Yeah, we have a drink with us.
We should have started the show by saying, have a drink with us.
Yeah. So we can talk about that.
Drink and talk with us.
Yeah.
One day, maybe, hopefully, we could do a live.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be great to have an audience here.
That would be awesome. But if you're bored, have a drink and talk with us, because that's what there's no organization whatsoever, because we're jumping all over the place. But continue.
Yeah, no, that pool scene with Tyler when they're watching on the footage, I was like so disappointed. I was gutted, honestly. I was
my betrayal, like, Tyler betrayed me. After Dom died, when Tobias wanted to go after Cecilia, and Tyler was like, no. Yeah. And I get that it was for her safety, but I'm a Tyler girl. I have Tyler's sweatshirt. You know, I love Tyler. I was like, oh,
he really disappointed me.
One of them, because, like, I get, it's for her safety, quote unquote. No,
I don't think any of them really.
No, Like, yeah, I get it was for her safety, but you already brought her into this.
Yeah.
Like, if that was me, no, I don't care about my safety. Like, if you cared about my safety, you should have left me alone from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to bring me into this, be my friend, let me fall in love with two of your friends, let me watch one of them die, let me fall in love with another one. Like, you don't get to do that.
And speaking of one of your friends dies thing, I did like that we got to see the funeral, but I did feel like, because I felt like Cecilia got gypped out of that she never.
She
but
did.
I still felt that way reading this, even though we got to see the funeral.
No, I agree, because the reason I had like a whole mental breakdown was because when I was 19, I don't remember if I talked about this in the other one or not, but I related to it so much because I did have someone when I was 19 that I was starting to fall in love with. I didn't get to fully because we were just friends, but I never went to his funeral. I went to his wake, but I didn't feel comfortable going to the funeral, and we were like invited, but I did. And still to this day, which is 11 years later, I still regret not going to the funeral. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. And I agree.
But she didn't even get the choice.
She didn't get it. Yeah, no, she didn't. And that's why I hate them. It's not like you don't get to choose anymore. She should get to choose.
Yeah. And that was something else that, like, I believe I said this in the first podcast about it, but like her autonomy was very stripped through the whole series.
Yeah.
And it was just highlighted more in this book. I don't even think I read. Oh, my first note was about how god awful Sean was.
You know what's funny? My next note is Sean. So go ahead and go with yours, and then I'll go with mine.
I said he's literally everything I hate in men, and it makes total sense why I fell for it given my taste.
Mine is as much as, and this is, I think I copied and pasted this, so I'm going to read it and then you can help me figure out why I copied and pasted it. As much as I like her, and I truly fucking do, he admits, running his hands through his hair, it can end now. This impasse that she's decided on can be an out, so I'm leaving the ball in your court to decide. Why did I copy and paste that?
I don't know. Was that Sean?
That was Sean. I think it was just the fact of, like, now I don't know, because like I said, now I've had a few drinks. And I don't know. Probably should have made that note back when I made it. I think it's just the fact of, like, I'm a very, like, okay, how do I say this? I don't want the toxicity, but I want that caring, and I think I'm assuming, looking back on this, it's the fact that he said, like, oh, I as much as I like her and I truly fucking do, it can end now. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because when I truly like, it's not ending.
Yeah.
It's not ending.
Well, that was another thing too, is that I didn't like the majority of the book. These men were just like, yeah, we're gonna drop her.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think the sharing in this book, was worse.
Yes.
It was worse.
Yes. And that's why I like Tobias more, because when he said the line of, like, you lost her when you shared her.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, Tobias.
Like,
you're fucking absolutely right.
The sharing felt dirtier in this book, but I don't know if it was because it was from a man's perspective, but it felt very wrong. I didn't like it. Yeah. I wish I could speak to somebody else. Like, I don't know why, because we have two different opinions, but I wanted to know, because I do know that people are, you know, they have this lifestyle and they like it and they're okay with it and they embrace it, they love it. But reading it, I was like, I don't like it. And if it was me, I wouldn't like it. And oh yes, this was what made me did this book make me a Tobias girl? No, I don't know. But when Tobias said, like, the fact of, like, was it Tobias who said, like, girls like a little bit of possessiveness, like, even if they don't,
I don't remember.
Somebody said it. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Dom. Actually, maybe I think it was Dom speaking about Sean. But he said, like, girls like a little bit of possessiveness. It's true. Even if they don't, it's 100% true. Because if these were my men, in the back of my mind, always, I would be like, why are they okay with this?
Yeah.
And it's not like they're doing it together, because she said, like, I don't want to do it together. Why are they okay with this? And it's like the movie Savages, where she says they might love you, but they love each other more. Because there's no way they could share you unless
it's a little homoerotic. But like, yeah, even like that scene where he says like, oh, he loves the red.
On, pause. So sorry. Shout out to my girl for making the best espresso martini that I am chugging right now. This is delicious.
I'm actually like shook at how good this is.
Okay, guys, we did not have coffee black. I'm not a coffee black girl. I'm not.
No.
I tried for like a little bit. I tried
too. It
made me feel powerful to drink my coffee black. But guys, a little bit of sugar goes a long.
It really, really does.
Because looking forward to that, I've never looked forward to a cup of black coffee.
No.
But I go to bed looking forward to my whatever concoction I've made up in the middle of the night.
Cold foam.
With the cold foam. I actually don't usually do cold foam.
I love cold foam.
But after 2 lavender lemonades, they're technically Montauk lemonades, but there's lavender, right?
Yeah,
so lavender gin.
I think so.
And that's for Dom and Cecilia. We only drank tonight for Tom and Tom.
Who's Tom?
Keep talking, please. Cut me off. Take me out, Coach. I'm done.
But yeah, I'm impressed with myself for these espresso martinis. I really am.
They're delicious.
Did a good job.
So coffee black. When we're done with the podcast, guys, we're going to make a delicious breakfast for dinner in honor of Dom. We're going to make our eggs over easy, even though she doesn't like them. But eggs runny, which over easy. But you could do a medium.
They still run when they're medium.
No, they do. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard that they don't.
Yeah, one time I went to Cracker Barrel and I asked. Side note, and I love Cracker Barrel because I bring everybody to Cracker Barrel. But side note, once I went to Cracker Barrel and I asked for eggs over easy with wheat toast, and they gave me eggs over hard with white toast. I feel like it was done on purpose, but that's as a side note.
Can I tell you, I went to Cracker Barrel when I was in Florida with my mom.
Oh, did you?
And it was the last night we were there, and I was gonna pay for it, but my mom was like, "You're not gonna pay for this," because it was like over $100, and I was like, "What the hell?
Wait, hold on, you spent over $100 in Cracker Barrel?
I was like, what the hell? What?
That's kind of crazy.
I was thinking it was gonna be like $80 at most.
80? It's Cracker Barrel.
Like, what the hell?
What did you guys get? Did you get breakfast?
I got.
No, you must have got like appetizers, drinks, and
we did get an appetizer.
Okay, because when I go to Cracker Barrel,
that's what I said. I said I'll just pay.
We went to Cracker Barrel together.
Yeah, I was gonna pay for it as like a thank you to them, you know. And my mom was like, "Absolutely not. You're not paying for this."
Said, I'm gonna pay for a thank you. Oh hell no, I ain't. Get your wallets.
Literally, no. My mom stopped. She was like, "I'm gonna stop you right there. It's over $100. We got it."
And you said, "Yeah."
And I said, "You know what, Mom?
You know what? You do your thing.
You got it.
You've been on this earth longer. Go ahead."
But yeah, and she wanted to get the loaded tots. I was like, "Mom,
didn't we do that? Didn't we already try that?"
I said the last time we got the loaded tots, they were frozen.
They were frozen, and then we waited an hour for them, and the cheese wasn't
and
even
we
melted
still love
on top.
Cracker Barrel.
And I'll go every time. You want to go right now? I'll go right now. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Anyways, this is not a Cracker Barrel podcast.
Yeah, went totally off.
But we got to talk a little bit about the big back activity.
Yeah.
Oh, my other note about Sean was Sean's an empath. Oh, Lord.
Now, what do you mean by that? You're saying that he's an empath, or he said it?
No, he called himself an empath.
Okay, that's a lie. But anyway, I thought you were saying he was.
No, he called himself an empath in the book, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I mean, maybe one that doesn't really care about what he feels.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what the hell? What do you mean, an empath?
My note is hearing Dom speak about what happened at the lake. I didn't realize he was still playing her at that time.
Yes.
And it takes away from the way that I saw the romance through Cecilia's eyes.
Yes.
I didn't, and I feel like up until Tobias came and sent them away, they were really playing her a lot more. Like, because, like, even in, like, Flock, at the end, when you realize, okay, they played her, you don't realize how long they played her for.
Yeah.
And, like, the fact that you actually slept with her when you were still, in your mind.
It changes my perspective.
It does. It really, really does.
And you know what's funny that also kind of made me a Tobias girl? Like, obviously we don't know because we don't really fully have Tobias's perspective, but I don't think that that's what Tobias slept with her for.
I don't think so. I don't think he ever did.
No, yeah, I don't think so either.
And the reason I don't think so is not because of Cecilia. It's because of how much he loved Dom. Yeah. I don't think he ever slept with her as a game or as a way to get back at them. I think he just, like he said, I've done everything for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this was like his one thing.
This was the one thing he...
And it honestly, it made me appreciate that he was endgame a little bit more.
I think after reading this, it wasn't like I ended it like, oh, I love Tobias.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
But I ended it being happy with how it ended. I mean, not happy. I still wasn't happy that Dom died. But I like Tobias more. Because I don't, like I said, my opinion of Tobias, I never thought he did it to spite them in the beginning. And now getting the inside perspective, I still don't think he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Wait. So we talked about having our breakfast for dinner in honor of Dom. Reading that scene through his perspective ruined that for me as well.
Yeah.
Because he literally was like, let me just say the most basic of basic things because I can't.
Because I want to shut her up.
Because I can't say anything. And I was like, oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow. The most iconic of all Dom's lines.
Yep.
Was just to basically
get her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Let me pick the simplest of caveman, which should always sound caveman.
Yeah.
But we thought that's because that's how he was.
Yeah.
But to hear, like, he was like, all right, how can I get her? I was like, okay. I think that's why I didn't cry at the end, to be honest. I was just like, wow.
Yep. But, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a man, but maybe that is how men are when they first, you know, like, they don't get attached right away like that. Like, maybe...
I don't think men, and this is probably controversial, but I don't think men get attached at all ever until what they want they can no longer have.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, all of a sudden, oh my God, blah, 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 blah.
No, you're kind of right.
But before that, you know.
They don't appreciate what they have until, like, they know it could be gone.
Yeah, and not even they should always know it could be gone, but until it is gone.
Yeah.
Until it's too late.
I just had to say, because I think we talked about this, like, off of the podcast. This was one of the things that we did talk about off of the podcast. But why is it that Kate Stewart always has to give these men another woman? Like, we couldn't just...
Yeah.
We couldn't just let Dom
because she wants to be realistic.
I don't care about realistic.
I don't care about it either. I don't. But okay. Side note: I sent my friend an invite to join the Facebook group, and she got denied. But if you were in the Facebook
group, which was rude,
so rude. But if you were in the Facebook group, you would have seen she actually just very recently put up like a post. Because people were hating on Sean. I still hate him.
But what did she say?
The point of the post was where she was saying, like, he's a red-blooded male. And she's trying to make them as realistic as possible.
Okay, I get that.
And to read it in a woman's perspective.
But I didn't need to read about him going to save his ex-girlfriend.
I didn't need to read about it either. But to be honest with you, him saving Ginger... I still didn't hate him as much as Sean marrying Tessa and having children with her.
But it was more Tessa's reaction to Cecilia too that got me like. But we talked about this already. But I was still like,
yeah. But that was what her post was about. Was like people hating on Sean because of Tessa, and she basically like named like the timeline, and basically she was saying like, oh, it was like a year. To me,
doesn't matter.
She was basically trying to say like this is a red-blooded male who's been celibate for a year, and I'm like, my friend.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't really matter to me. Like, you loved me, supposedly. You sent me away. Be celibate for 800 years. You sent me away because I would be here. You know? So, and at the end she said, like, if you still feel the same way, then that's the way you feel. You're totally valid in that. That's 100% okay. But to her, a red-blooded male staying single for a year, and it is. And it is. I feel the same way, but it's not.
Listen.
It's not because I think it's okay. It's not because I think, and I think that's the cause of my anxiety in a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Is like,
I've seen it firsthand.
It's like if I'm not, taking care of this man every second of every day, he's gonna go and he's gonna get with somebody else.
The night they break up with you, they'll text you. They'll text another girl.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so, like, I agree. I get where she's coming from because I guess it is realistic. But guess what, Kate Stewart? I love you. I'm hoping to see you again because, she's doing her thing again. I'm hoping to go again. But damn, I don't want to hear about realistic men in my fictional men.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about him saving his ex-girlfriend.
No.
I want him to go hang out with Cecilia more. And maybe that's a problem with me.
Babe, I agree with you. We don't read. We're girls reading romance. We don't want to hear about that. We don't want to hear about Ginger. But at the end of the day, hearing about Ginger was 100% better to me than hearing about Tessa. Because Dom was like...
And Alicia, to be honest.
Oh, I don't even want to talk. Because since he was endgame... Because hearing about Tessa...
And that's another thing. I'm glad we brought this up.
I'm
the one that brought it up. I'm dying to talk about it. But listen, if you're going to make a man endgame, please don't give him another woman.
No, I agree with that. No, I agree. Because regardless of realistic, not realistic, whatever... You want me to like this man, right? So please don't. I don't care. I don't care if it's unrealistic. Please don't. So my last note, and we can continue talking because, like I said, I didn't take a lot of notes. But what I did, and I feel like this is very important, maybe just personal to me, maybe not even the book. And it's actually not from this book. It is, she quoted it, but it's not. You become responsible forever for what you have changed. And that's from Le Petit Prince, the book that they keep quoting. And I'm just going to read what I wrote. I don't remember it because, I'm a few drinks in now. But I said, I love this because first thought is domesticating animals, as weird as it sounds. But it's also how people trick you into liking them or relationships and then break you.
Oh, interesting.
I loved that. You become responsible for what you have changed. And I wish that was like an agreement that, and I'm not a man hater. I have a boyfriend right now. So I'm a hypocrite. Around. It's really fucking not, but whatever. I'm just saying because I'm not trying to sound, because I know I sound like a man hater. Yeah. Like I'm not. But I feel like every man should sign that contract. If you make a woman care for you, I'm about to cry because I'm a few drinks. You should be held responsible for how you treat that woman.
Yeah.
No, because a lot of men, like, they see... God, I sound like such a man hater right now. Maybe women do it too, but I don't know. I'm not dating them. So, I'm not saying this to be an ass, but when you fight so hard to get someone to care about you, and when you fight so hard to get someone to be in a relationship with you, you should be held responsible for their heart. So I really loved that line, even though it didn't come from the Ravenhood. She quotes Le Petit Prince all the time throughout the book, and that one in specific, like, was my favorite thing because And that's why I hate a lot of the men in this book.
Yeah.
Tyler included.
Yeah.
Which I got his damn t-shirt, sweatshirt, and I wear it all the time. You saw this woman who was full of life and free and this, and you brought her into this situation. And then, to keep her safe or whatever the excuse was, just left her all alone to deal with her heartbreak like it was nothing.
Yep. I agree.
And
I'm glad that you picked that up because I didn't really.
That was like that one like hit me like because like that's what they say like I love that. I love you become responsible for what you domesticate. I love because that's how it feels like. Okay, yes, people domesticated the dog, and now we are because you can't imagine me throwing my little weenie dog out in the world. He'd be dead in a day.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to survive.
Probably less than a day. But that's that's how people you
that's
fight and you fight and you fight for this person to be in a relationship with you, and then you want to talk about why are you texting me? Why are you this? Why are you that? Let me live. Let me breathe. Let me this. Let me that. And yeah, I'm not controlling you, but I was fine on my own. I was fine and I was free. And then you brought me into this and shut me out.
Yeah.
I think that's why reading it through Cecilia's perspective, I was 100% in it. I was 100% obsessed.
Yeah.
I felt everything. Reading it through the male perspective, I was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah. It's funny because you saying the domesticated dogs thing, it reminded me of Baby Girl.
No. I thought of Baby Girl this morning. Why did it remind you of that?
Because now I don't know if we're interpreting this correctly because I
feel like Kate Stewart, I love her. I feel like she would want us to interpret it whichever way we did.
No, I'm talking about Baby Girl.
Oh, Baby Girl.
When we left, we felt like, oh, they're relating her to a dog, but
they are. We're not interpreting. They are. They couldn't make that more clear.
But maybe that's just like. Now, maybe this is a drunk thought also because I am a couple drinks in as well. But maybe that's just relationships. Like you domesticate each other.
No, it is. That's why I like that line so much because that's what it is. And I think part of like the human like always wants to be free and independent but also part of them wants to be domesticated.
Well, they say it's not like in human nature to be monogamous. It's like societal.
Yeah. But I don't think so. Because when you feel that jealousy, when you feel that's not you can't control that. That's your inner whatever it is. That's mine.
You think like cave women?
I think cave women were like, no, that's mine.
And they were beating each other up, like.
But I think cavemen too, because I think that comes from such a deep and primal part. Like I don't want any part of that. Like take that man. If that man wants you, take him. But the inside part of me is like, no, that's mine.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I can't control that part, and I can't control who it does it over.
Yeah, you're right.
There's certain people I'm like, but he's so great. He's so this, he's so that. No, but it doesn't matter. And
I think because of like this has nothing to do with the book or anything like that, but
I
think because of like how well it kind of does have to do with the book, but because we know how men are, like we get that way over every little thing. Like I don't even want my man to have a female dentist. Like, what you talking to the dentist for? You know, and I know it's an extreme example, but
I get what you're saying. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I actually just brought my man to the doctor, and he had a female doctor, which I was the one who like set up for him. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I do 100% get what you're saying. But like, no, I agree. I think it's. I mean, I guess some people aren't like that.
I think those people are lucky that they have not been harmed.
I wish. But no, I think like I do think that it's very like primal and just it's something beyond your control. It's like, ooh, No, that's mine.
Also, speaking about dogs and domesticating and taming, I didn't know that they had a dog.
Who?
Sean's dog.
Oh, I remember that.
I did not remember they had a dog.
I remembered that, yeah. Brandy, right?
Yeah, I did not realize they had a dog. And then my next note, which I think is actually very important, is I didn't realize, like, when that whole sequence is happening where Cecilia shows up, she starts the fire, she slashes everybody's tires. Dom had been drinking. Yeah. And he never drinks.
Yes.
And then when
I didn't notice that either, and he couldn't drive himself. Yeah.
And when he went to the house and he dropped the gun, he was drunk.
Yeah. No.
And so the whole thing makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either, because the whole time you're like, you're so stupid. Yeah. But yeah, he was drinking. Yeah.
Because he was drinking because he had just walked in on his brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it all makes a lot more sense now. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that she actually explained that, because I was like...
Because, the whole time you're like, what the frick?
He's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, but he was, just like us.
He was drunk.
But,
he was like, no. I'm not a threat.
I do love Dominic. I still do, but reading, so that means, like, if I read a book through my man's perspective, I probably not, sadly.
And also I had another note about how, like, when they left the week
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
But this is a side note. This is a technical question that you guys get background.
Okay.
Is that okay that, like, my mic is not, like, are we both on the first thing?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Background knowledge.
Question.
Technical difficulties here.
Yeah, no, I used to have them on separate, but it turns out that it just,
I just
like,
didn't
doubles.
want to have to redo, because I was like, oh, wait.
Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I feel like now, having read that Sean and Dom left, like, a week early, I feel like there's no way that Sean and Dom would have left her for years if they were both, like...
As opposed to Tobias.
Yes.
Now, can I build off of
that?
Wait, hold on. Can I build off of that?
Okay.
Dom wouldn't have. That's why I was always a Dom girl.
Yeah.
Because Sean would have stayed.
Sean would have
stayed.
Yeah.
Dom didn't. I was always a Dom girl, and even though this book made me... It did make me... I'm not gonna lie. It did make me like him less, but at the same time, I still don't hate Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Sean would have left. And Sean did, because Sean was alive.
Yeah, Sean's still alive.
That's why I believe Kate Stewart said she would never reveal who left the necklace. It was Dom. 150%. It was Dom.
But how?
What do you mean? Through Tyler.
Oh.
She always said Tyler left the necklace, but I'll never say who told Tyler to leave it. It was Dom. You don't need to tell me. It was Dom. And there was one point in the book where Dominic... There's something on the rear view of his car, and I was like, that's a sign that it was him. It was Dom. But I do believe that Cecilia ended up with who she was supposed to. If this book did anything,
yeah, it solidified. I thought, because at the beginning I was like, what is the point of this book? Do we really need this? Like, I get that everybody loves Dom and they want, like, another, but, like, it feels like you're just telling
That's
the same
how I
story.
would feel about Sean. Because, like, a lot of people who are Sean girls, like, they want Sean's book. And I get it, because I'm a Dom.
Flock is Sean's book.
It is. And I get it, because I'm a Dom girl. But then I got One Last Rainy Day, and I was like, oh.
Sean does not need a book. He got it in Flock.
He did, but people don't agree, because technically, if we're going by, like, Flock is Sean, Exodus is Dom's. And we still got an extra of Dom's. But I'll say, as a Dom girly, One Last Rainy Day, we are women. We don't need because if you want to see these men from women's perspective, boy, I don't want to see Sean.
You're fucking right. Especially when he's calling himself an empath.
I don't think I can read a book through Sean's perspective. And not even, like, in a bad way. I don't think I could read I don't think I could read a book about like me through a man's perspective because it's a letdown.
The one last thing I'll say before my notes are like not about the book. There was one scene that I did enjoy that made me a little like, oh, okay, he is a little soft when he threw all of the bedding out and all of the pillows.
Refresh my memory because I guess I don't remember.
Because they smelled like her. Like he was trying to like forget her, and he was laying in the bed, and they smelled like her. And
I don't remember that.
Gathered everything up and threw them down the stairs.
Oh, is that why Sean was like, you can wash them, you don't have to throw them?
Yes.
I guess I couldn't figure out. I guess maybe I missed it, or I couldn't figure out why. Because I was like, did he pee the bed?
He was trying to not love her. And like smelling her was like making him more like.
I love Dominic, I do, but I love him through Cecilia's perspective.
That was the only one scene that had me like, oh, okay, we got a little bit.
There was a scene.
Everything else made me like.
I was very sad to hear through his perspective because I think, and maybe it's just because like I'm naive, so I see things the way Cecilia saw things, but I thought he fell for her and accepted her a lot sooner than what he did.
Yeah.
And seeing it through his perspective, I was like, okay, so this happened and he was still only a toe in.
Yep.
He wasn't even half in.
Even like with.
Whereas Tobias, like I don't know, like I think I won't say this made me a Tobias girl because nothing can take away from reading the Ravenhood for the first time. And picking sides for the first time. And ultimately, if you're team this, team that, it's because you read it through Cecilia's eyes. So I'll always be a Dom girly. But had I read it with all the perspectives, Tobias.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I think about Tobias, it makes...
Yeah, because then you think about, I want to Halloweeny with you.
Halloweeny with you. and him and Beau. And Beau. How do you say in French? Beau? Him and Beau. And but the grovel. But I always say the finish line. I have never, ever. Side note: if anybody's listened this far, probably nobody has. But if you have and you read a book with the grovel as good as the finish line, tell me, because I have never read a book with grovel as good as the finish line. I love Tobias by the end of it, and I love Dominic. I said I would never, but that grovel was top tier.
And maybe that might be what does it for me to make Tobias like, because you don't get to see Sean and Dom grovel.
Sean wouldn't grovel.
Yeah, no.
Sean wouldn't grovel. Sean would be like, if you love me,
you'll just have to accept this about me.
If you love me, you love me, and I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And Dom would be like...
you just have to live for today. And
Dom wouldn't grovel. Dom would, like, make it clear he loves you, but he wouldn't grovel. And maybe that would work. And I'm not saying it wouldn't, but I'm saying like, he would not grovel.
That Tobias would.
But Tobias would grovel, and that's why I'm like, Cecilia, get your man.
I want to Halloween.
You go get that man, and you be fucking happy with that man because that man groveled. He was sitting there getting fat, and I'm a big back, so I'm not judging. But he was sitting there getting fat in his PJs, angry as hell because he was winning his women back, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
I'll give it to him in that.
Maybe that's what it was, though. Maybe because, like you said, that was his older brother, and like, I get it. Some people and family don't mix, but at the end of the day, like, if you love your sibling, there's nothing like that, and to see Tobias through Dom's, I loved him even more.
Yeah,
there was nothing bad about Tobias in this book.
No, you're right.
There wasn't.
Like, even when they sent him away, they were like, we kind of deserve this.
Bless you. Bless you.
I was trying not to see it because I know I'm going to have to edit that out.
Why do you have to edit it?
My other last notes are not about the book. Did you read the author's note about her mom?
I did. That was crazy.
I thought that was crazy too.
That was crazy.
I was like, how she wrote
was
that?
like, yeah, like that person who died, that was my mom.
Yeah, I was like,
crazy.
that's crazy. And did you read the bonus chapter?
I didn't. I didn't have a bonus chapter.
You didn't have a bonus chapter?
What was the bonus chapter?
It was from the dad's perspective.
Roman?
Yeah.
I've read that. I've read a bonus chapter. Does he have multiple bonus chapters, the dad?
I don't know. This was like back in time when he was like dating the mom.
I don't have a bonus chapter. Like if you look at my Kindle, like the last thing was, but I read a bonus chapter from the dad's perspective before. Did you read another one through his perspective?
I don't know. But this was like when he was first dating the mom, and he was getting to hear a little bit of Roman's perspective, and it was surprising to me how much it matched up with Dom. How he also like didn't want love, and how he also like was like, I can drop this at any time, but then he also like low-key kind of loved her. And I was like, oh, we really repeat the same patterns as our parents.
Yeah. No, 100%. I see that.
And that was really it. That was my last.
Yeah. So what are we, before we forget, what are we rating it?
I gave it a 3.5
out of
5.
Out of 5.
Because I feel like it's not as good as the original series. But I also didn't want to rate it like, whoa. Like 3.5 is still good. Like I'd still recommend it.
3.5. 3.5.
What would you give it?
I feel like because it's Kate Stewart, and because
that was another reason,
and because it's Dominic King, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Like I wanted to like.
No,
it
I know,
more.
I know.
I wanted to.
I know.
I really did.
I know.
But and I'm hoping that Tyler's book is better.
I think it is. I think that at the end of the day, Dom was an end game.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So to give it,
I think she did a good job of making us
satisfied with the way that it ended.
With a Tobias endgame.
100%. Because after reading this book, would you be okay if she had ended up with Dominic and Sean instead of Tobias?
No.
Me neither.
It was literally reading that one scene from their perspective of where Tobias says, you lost her the moment you shared her.
I always felt that about Tobias, because even though, like, yeah, the fantasy is like 2 hot boyfriends.
Yeah. But I feel like
when you think about it, why would they share you? How could they share you? Because I could not, if I loved somebody, I could not share them with anybody. Not anybody on this earth.
But when you're reading it from the female perspective, it's like,
yeah, they're hot. Great.
And they both love me.
Great. No, I agree.
But yeah.
But at the end of the day, I would be like Cecilia and be like, but wait, why? Like, and at the end of the day, I would like them less because they weren't possessive. Like, I love the part where Dom said that, was it him that said it, or was he talking about Tobias or something, or where he was like, no, it was him who said about Sean, like, regardless, girls like a little bit of possessiveness. And that's true. Like, whether we say it or not, or maybe not, I won't speak for everybody.
Well, even when, like, some of the spicy scenes when Dom is like, and when Dom like,
but Dom would get that way. He would get, and I was like, okay.
And she was like, it's not raining today, and he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how I would. First of all, like, if I was with a man and I was sharing him with my friend, which I couldn't, but if I was, I don't give it what day it is. Every day is my day. Exactly. Which is why I couldn't do that.
Exactly.
But Sean was okay with it. Dom was not.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, but technically he came second. So if I came in second, then I guess I would have to be okay with it, right?
It's a good point. You're right. I don't know. Don't like Sean at all now.
You don't? Not at all?
Medium on Dom.
I still love Dom.
And I think
I'm happy with
else,
I'm happy with the end game. I'm happy she ended up with Tobias. Wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, this
but
book
I still do love Dom. Because I
appreciate
know I would still fall for Dom. Whether that was the right choice or the wrong choice, I still would.
I mean, and I still would have fallen for Sean.
So there you go. Even with background, even with the inside scoop, we still would choose wrong. And if that doesn't sum us up, I don't know what does.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we didn't make it a million years before another podcast. And hopefully
we didn't. We're going right into Sean. I mean, not Sean. Tyler, right?
Yeah, and then we got the Hosier book. And then
yes, but I mean, like, should I start Tyler tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's going to take us a while to read it.
He's a thick boy.
I saw, because I don't own the book, but I saw some people holding it up.
I pre-ordered it. Did I send you a picture? No. It's freaking thick. It's like this big.
Yeah, I've seen
people. I kid you not, it's like this thick.
It's like a Twilight book.
Yeah, thicker, I think.
Really?
Yeah, thick.
Because even, I can't even... I feel like the Twilight books were probably the thickest books I've ever read.
This thick. I was like, oh, I guess we're going to start tomorrow, right? Yeah. I'm bright and early at work, hungover, so.
All right, well, we've got more Ravenhood to come.
We got more Ravenhood to come.
Hosier.
And then we got a holier. I need to stop drinking, but guys, I'm not gonna.
Holier.
Because the minute we end this podcast, I'm gonna tell my friend, you better make me another drink.
And then we got more Kate Stewart.
Kate Stewart, because guess what, guys? We're going to Austin City Limits. So we're gonna read Drive and Reverse before we go there.
Yeah. So we're gonna
get back into it. We're getting serious.
All right. Well,
interact with us because we just got each other.